Good morning, all saints, on this dreary, rainy Monday morning here in Hoboken. I generally don't mind rainy mornings, but this morning it feels a little bit like a downer after a really lovely weekend, beautiful worship outdoors yesterday. So good to see so many familiar faces there as well as new faces. Um, but, anyways, here we are. We're up and about on a Monday morning. There are actually two commemorations I could do today. Basil the Great of Caesarea, who was a monastic and a bishop who died in 379. And then G.K. Chesterton, the English writer and Christian apologist, um, who also died on this date. But I'm not going to talk about them this morning. I was more struck, actually, it's perhaps because I've been thinking a lot about it being travel season and how my husband and I have so missed being able to travel and thinking of places we've been and places we still want to go or want to return to. And so, in the gospel lesson for this morning, assigned for the daily office, it's a bit of Luke's 20th chapter, where it includes the line that's actually from the Psalms, from Psalm 118, "The stone the builders rejected has become the chief cornerstone." And that line is used in all of the Gospels, Jesus being self referential, talking about himself. And whenever I hear this line, I'm taken back to our visit to Jerusalem and to the Church of the Holy Sepulchre, where you go up into the where the high altar is, and underneath there's a hole cut in the floor where you can reach in and touch the stone of Golgotha, the crucifixion stone. As archaeologists would tell, as building went on in Jerusalem at the Great Temple and other sites, the rejected stones would be piled outside the city walls, which ultimately became this Mount of Crucifixion. So the rejected stones on which Jesus were crucified, Jesus himself symbolized the rejected one. And we are in this part of Luke, Jesus is being asked, well, the time's coming. He's already entered Jerusalem, and he's trying to tell them. They're all wondering who's in and who's out, who gets to be part of God's reign and who doesn't. And he uses this line, the stone the builders rejected has become the chief cornerstone, as saying it's not going to be the rich and powerful. It's going to be the rejected ones and the broken ones and the mourners and the sorrowful. And it's always a good reminder to me, especially in these days when there's a lot of personal rights being spouted. Whether it's about not wishing to get the vaccine because I'm worried about me, not necessarily I'm worried about what effect that has on other people, or I don't want my taxes increased, rather than I want to share what I have so that others can have food on their table. So it's as if Jesus is saying, we as humans, our tendency is to focus on self-preservation, self-interest, and he's saying, no, the ones who are going to be part of God's reign are the least expected ones, the ones who have nothing else to hold on to except for God's mercy. So that's my rather than doing commemorations of Basil and G.K. Chesterton today, I'm going to be spending some time thinking about remembering, yes, the visit that we had to Jerusalem and the old city and the sites that have been designated as the sites where Jesus may have been. But that chief cornerstone, that rejected one, that's not only the stones in that hill outside of Jerusalem, it's not only Jesus, the rejected one, it's all those who are rejected in life and have the promise of God's love and mercy, and the ones that we are to be in solidarity with. So I will look forward to seeing you all, whoever wishes to join tonight on Compline at 7:30, evening prayer at 6:30 on Wednesday, and we will gather again. I'll be here again Thursday morning. maybe with a commemoration and maybe not. But until then, I hope that you have a wonderful week and take good care of yourself and always be on the lookout for the weak and the discarded and the rejected ones, even if that happens to be yourself.